Scott Walker will make official on Monday what's been obvious since the start of the year, that he's running for the Republican nomination for president. Governor Walker is scheduled to make his announcement tomorrow in Waukesha. That will be followed by a week-long campaign tour with stops in Nevada, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Iowa. Walker's been leading in the polls in Iowa, the first real test of the presidential campaign, and he appears to be banking on a strong showing there. We're talking more now about this with Des Moines Register political columnist Kathy Obradovich, who joins us now from our sister station, KCCI in Des Moines. Kathy, it's good to have you with us today. Let's talk about the governor's role in Iowa. It seems, it sort of feels like Iowa is a must-win state for the governor. Is that the case?
I think it is a must-win, and even if it's not a must-win in Governor Walker's mind, it is a must-win in the expectations game, which is really a primary part of the Iowa caucuses. He's a neighboring governor. He's got that Midwest advantage, and he came out in January and kind of wowed caucus goers and shot right up to the top of the polls. He has maintained that really solid lead in what is a huge and very closely bunched field. So if he falls from that perch, it will be a really major blow for his campaign.
Who do the Walker people in Iowa see as their competition? It's a little different because it seems like Jeb Bush is not going to pay as much attention to a place like Iowa. Who are the Walker people looking at closely?
Well, it's hard to pick one because, you know, you've got Scott Walker at the top of the polls, and then you've got 5 guys who are all tied for second place, and any one of them is, you know, gunning for him. I think that consistently Rand Paul and Ben Carson have been close, and they have maintained that sort of second place top tier. You've got some other governors, you know, potentially Rick Perry. I think Marco Rubio is poised to make a move in Iowa, but it's like Scott Walker and everybody else right now. And I have to tell you, in that sort of situation, the guy he needs to be most worried about is Scott Walker. You know, he can defeat himself. You know, especially if he does not fulfill those expectations that we were just talking about.
So he is really the guy with the bullseye on his back. I mean, he is the guy that the other candidates are looking at. They understand he is the front runner.
Yeah, they do understand that he's the front runner. And but on the other hand, the caucuses, you have to be careful. You know, you can go negative, but you don't want to have a lot of footprints or fingerprints on that. Because a lot of times in the caucuses, being the second place person is important, or perhaps the person who doesn't offend anyone. You know, when you get down to somebody like a Rick Perry, and when candidates make gaffes or fall off the list at the top, then you can be poised to move up.
Kathy, is he hurt at all by the fact that he's announcing tomorrow? Some candidates have been spending an awful lot of time in Iowa. He's been there some, but not as much as others. Has that hurt him in any way?
I think it has taken a little bit of a toll. I mean, if you look at the most recent poll done in Iowa, which was the Quinnipiac University poll, it's a good poll. They had him at 18%. He had been as high as 25% earlier in the year. So his lead has eroded somewhat. And other candidates have been spending a lot more time in the state than he has. And I think that takes a toll. He has an opportunity to gain that ground back now as he makes his announcement tour, starts traveling around the early states and Iowa at the end of next week. All
right, Kathy Obradovich from the Des Moines Register, a political columnist. We appreciate your time. Thanks very much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
You bet. For a comprehensive list of the national coverage Governor Walker is receiving right now, be sure to check out the Walker Watch blog kept by our editorial partner, WizPolitics.com. And tell us who you think will win the Republican and Democratic presidential nominations by liking and sharing upfront on Facebook.